Yo, no one told me Goblin Slayer was back. I had no idea this anime was back at all. And apparently it comes out the same time Shield Hero does, which is on Friday. Problem is, it comes out a day where I'm trying to eat dinner and prepare to sleep for night shift. So that's why I've been reviewing Shield Hero on Saturdays, and I guess from now on I'll review Goblin Slayer on Sundays. We'll have Goblin Slayer Sundays. Now, okay, that's good. Got it in right before second episode comes out, which is Friday, because these 2 days, Friday and Saturday, is a day where tons, and I mean tons, of anime are streamed for some reason, like a whole bunch of it. It's ridiculous, but at the same time, I am excited because there's a lot of good stuff I'm watching, and there's some stuff I'm actually also watching, but I'm not so sure about just yet. It intrigues me, but I'm not sure if I'll continue watching. I have to give it, the 3 episode rule, unless it's that terrible in the first episode. But it's been a while since I've seen something like that. That being said, I wasn't sure if I should review Goblin Slayer because I remember reading it afterwards, and I was not really that invested or excited into reading it. It had some interesting stuff, but it mainly felt like just side stories that was just happening. Nothing really major to the main plot of Goblin Slayer that was fascinating to me. But I am still reading it nonetheless, so we'll see how far I can go with this. Starting out the episode, we have um, what happens when you really stay dedicated to something. Imagine you're starting out in this place, a workplace, and you're a newbie and stuff like that. You gotta tread the grounds, you gotta understand how things work, and everyone calls you newbie, new blood, what up, cuz, all that stuff. And you feel like an amateur. But as time passes, you don't realize it, but you see some new recruits come in after you some time ago. And now it's to the point you realize you're not new blood no more. You're not the newbie anymore. You're not the new guy. You're kind of seasoned in a way. And so now people are gonna come to you asking for questions. You're like, why are you asking me these questions? And then turns out you do know some stuff there. You gain a reputation of people looking up to you now. You have become a senpai. You're still a konai in a way, but you are now also a senpai now, which is good. Now people look for you for advice and look up to you and have higher expectations. This is how it feels when it comes to Goblin Slayer's party, especially with the priestess. The priestess starts there, man. Her first day on adventuring was just god awful, and here she is now. People come by, they respect them, they're saying hi, they're asking for her advice. It's good. It's good. It's good that you work and you stick to something to the point where people now respect you within that place, which is, you get that feeling if you ever work somewhere and stuff like that. You're part of an industry, a community. You have that kind of rep that you have. So that's why I like the part where that one wizard dude was trying to talk trash to that priestess, and everybody in the guild was like, yo, man, who are you? Who are you? Like, she's been here for a while. She's been through hell and back. What about you? But you just got here and already you talking trash like you own the place. Man, what the? Get out. Get out. So it seems like this season's going to be really targeted on 2 characters that are introduced in this episode. 2 newbies. One is the halfling. I think her name was Rhea. Halflings look like elves. Imagine if elves in a dwarf made a child. That's what I think halflings are. Those who don't care about the rivalry between elves and dwarves. And they made children and they made halflings. They're elves, but they're very small, like dwarves. And they got the long ears, but they're small, very small. Like hobbits in a way. So that's how I feel what our halflings are. But I'm pretty sure there's much more specific origins to them than what I'm explaining. It's just how I see them. But anyways, it's her and her trying to learn how to slay goblins and start off an adventure by Goblin Slayer's advice, slaying rats. That's right, slay rats. Want to learn how to kill goblins? Kill some rats first. And they're like goblins. They think like goblins, which they kind of do. Sewer rats. And then we have this obnoxious, pompous as the wizard kid, and he seems to be very prideful and upstuck. I bet he's from some sort of high-ranking family or something who's never had to do a lot to earn any scratch. So because of that, he's kind of on his high horse, and his pride really gets up in his way. And he wished to kill goblins, but he's going about it the wrong way. Instead of heeding people's advice, he just feel like he could be better than anybody. Like, dude. So I'm feeling that this arc is going to focus on those two characters and seeing them grow and how they really go walk their own path, or how they go slaying goblins and what it means to be an adventurer. I would say Goblin Slayer himself doesn't care what anyone does. Goblin Slayer will always be Goblin Slayer. You know, of all the characters that they try to make you hate in this show with that cliche Japanese writing, the one I can't stand the most is the uncle. Yes, that's right, the uncle at the cow farm. I can't stand this dude. This guy has been with you since like he was a child, and you still act like he's a stranger. You know the way you act around this dude. Like, what is up with you? He literally kept your entire home safe for years, and God knows you couldn't do anything about it, and you're still up this guy's ass. That's why I love watching the Goblin Slayer Abridged series. They even made him like that character who's just always up this dude's ass for no reason, even though he's doing everything he can. Of course, your niece likes him, but he's not going to do anything. You already know that. So why do you do what you do? Is the thing, you know. Yeah, you're trying to be protective of your niece, but you know you're not going to do anything because he's only cared about slaying goblins and keeping you guys safe. It's like, So, anyways, I'm surprised they're able to handle a farm. I can't remember there are other people around there, but handling a farm by yourself is not freaking easy. That's like a whole entire day, even more than that, worth of work. So the fact it's just the two of them, it's like, damn, they must not really get much done, or they do things bit by bit per day. Just what they probably do when it comes to owning a homestead like that. So I was thinking about that too. I think about a lot of things when I'm watching stuff. My mind's go all over the place. But anyways, this is a pretty much good start of an episode. You know, it warms things up. It gives a little catch up about how things were from last season, and here we are in this season. Not much to really remember from last season, except for the priestess joining Goblin Slayer, gaining some new friends, and they slay goblins. That's pretty much it. Also, that this is probably the most easiest series to remember everyone's names, if no one has an actual name in this show. One thing I like to talk about is kind of a pet peeve is that another Japanese cliche of writing is where you have the main character and almost every girl in the show likes that main character, even though it doesn't make any sense. It's one of the things I never really understand unless you're trying to do an actual harem series. That makes sense. But when it's not like that, it's like you have this dude who's only interested in slaying goblins. He is nice, but yet he can't be the only nice guy at the guild. That's just kind of flat story character writing, in my opinion. I'm pretty sure there's some nice dudes out there, and the guy slaying goblins. He wears his helmet all the time. He's always prepared, which is nice. But really, author, do you have to make it where the main character is liked by almost all the girls in the show? It's like, you already have the cowgirl. You have the priestess, and you have the receptionist, and probably even that one chick who was in that one arc when we went to the Holy City. Come on. We're going to keep doing this every single time to us. But anyways, I think I ranted on too long about this. I'm happy Goblin Slayer's back, you know? Me is back into it. Me doesn't do a lot of anime openings. It would be nice, but she only does specific ones, mainly. Mainly when it comes to do with fantasy. If I realized every time she's in a thing, she was Goblin Slayer, she was in The Executioner's Way of Life, and now she's back in Goblin Slayer Season 2. Now, since we have tons of fantasy, but it has to be like a kind of a dark fantasy me likes to play in when it comes to her songs. So hopefully we get more dark fantasies where me will sing very nice, because I do like Me's voice. It's very unique. Enjoy it much. So anyways, now that's all I got for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, and of course, hit that bell icon. This has been Madcrownxox on Anime. Signing out.